Tin Hut. Hi guys, General Splatting here. I put up a video recently on how to paint silver and gunmetal, but I didn't think that was adequate enough. So to show some of those techniques I was demonstrating, I'm going to paint this sword for you. So this will kind of be part 2 of painting silver and gunmetal, just to give you an idea. Now what I've done is I've base coated, took a couple of coats of the Vallejo Model Air gun, and now I'm gonna hit it with some highlights. Model Air Vallejo, they're silver color. I'm gonna kind of paint this realistic, so I'm gonna keep the highlights up to the top of the sword, just hitting the very top, maybe come back down just a little. I'll do the whole thing on the sides, and then this one as well. Not trying to go for any kind of variation, just where the light would be hitting. There. You can see a little variation. You can see it if you were holding it. I don't know how well the camera's picking that up. There we go. So, alright. That's drying. Now I'm going to add some interest. And for guys that, if you don't want to do non-metallic metal, but you want an interesting looking piece of equipment, whether it's a sword, a gun, a piece of armor, shield, a hand weapon, this would be a good way to add interest, besides just, you know, painting it silver or gunmetal and then, you know, doing a little highlighting, and where you are after you've hit it with Devlin mud to dirty it up or something. Now what I'm gonna do now is add all those interesting little features, and what I'm gonna use here is Griffon sepia, or Griffin sepia. You know, it's pronounced, it's spelled like it's fawn, but it's probably Griffin. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some kind of gunge and grime down here with this, down toward the bottom. Excuse me. Just want to paint it in. This is going to take silver coat. So this is just straight wash. I just want to, I don't want to flood it, but I want to get I do want to get it down. So it's going to take a few coats. Let's see, tilt that back so you can see it. Paint it out. So we're going to skip ahead once I get this little first initial coat, so you won't have to see me sit there and build it up and build it up. Be back in a second. Okay guys, we're back. I finished it up. It took several coats to get that, you know, coming back toward a coppery brown sepia color. And on the back. Now what I want to do next is, I hadn't really decided how I'm going to eventually paint this. I thought about painting it black, then I thought about doing my ghost technique like I did on the pistol race, so I hadn't decided yet. But I'm going to go ahead and do the sword a certain way. And next what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit it with Asherman blue. If I can get this open one-handed without spilling it everywhere. Now what I'm going to do now, and these are all just straight from the pot, is I'm pretty much going to do, and I'm going to come back down into the sepia just a little, but I'm going to build this up. There's a gunky piece there in the stuff. Let's wipe that off and get some more. Now going to do is just let it come back down. I'm even going to do a little on the bottom here. I don't think that's picking it up too much, but at least you can see what I'm trying to accomplish and where I'm putting it. Now see how that's mixing in right there where it's coming in. Got something, I'm going to do it a little differently here. Now that's about it actually. Don't want to hit it too much. You can see it pretty pronounced on the model itself, but because of lighting I don't know how much that's picking up on camera. But just lay it in like so. Come down into the sepia, let them intermingle, get integrated. Alright, and that's a nice blue sheen on that. Yeah, you can see a little there. And back around here, it's hard to get it to the right light, but without it going too bright. But anyway, so that's it for that. I'll probably come back to it later. That's really all I need. Now we're going to do something a little wild, you're probably thinking, but I think it'll be cool. We're going to hit it with some Leviathan purple. Alright. Boy, these pots are rough one-handed. Now, what I'm trying to do here is I'm going to take this way down into this area. And the reason being that I want to darken this up just to give it some added interest. I don't want to take it all the way down. Well, right there, dude, kind of a line, but just to add variation on the back here as well. This is going to be a lot darker, sure, part underneath, but also I want to take it down into the sepia here. Now this is going to take several coats for what I'm trying to achieve. If you got a little too much on it, just blot your brush and come back to it. And keep working it in. Back in a moment. Okay, I've gotten all the layers in, as you see, the purple coming back down into the sepia pretty well. I've also come back in and added some more blue, but right away you see how you get a lot of variation, and it's not hard, just time consuming. Then on the back, you get that the sepia come up into the purple and then the blue. And don't worry, I'm going to silver up the sword here in a moment. I'm going to come back with some very watered down silver to add that silver sheen to it. Now, one final color I want to add. That's Thraka green. Yeah, I know, you're like, what in the world is he doing? Rainbow sword. Well, once he gets finished, it won't be so. Now what I'm going to do with this is going to be a very limited placement, and it's going to be underneath right here at the tip, and just this bottom half of it, not even over the whole tip. I just want to kind of come in and just lay the hint of green right there. Let me see if I can get it in a way that you can actually see it building up. No, doesn't look like it. But what you want to do is just lay it in. You're going to get that kind of sea green color because blue is right there all around it. And so you'll get that color variation. And there. And then the same way on the bottom on the other side. For this tip, just to add variation, and because I can. Something like this, there's no rules, guys, so just experiment and have fun. If it doesn't turn out right, you can wipe it off real quick, or you can strip it. You can practice on sprue. There's many ways that you can do this. And like I said, keep it off this part. That's what I'm trying to accomplish. It's really pronounced now, but I don't think anything is hardly showing up. But I'm going to go kind of dark, so maybe this will show up on still photos or actually in the video. I just can't turn it in a way where you can really see the different variations. Maybe a little there, but you know it's there because you've seen me put it there. Now let's come down just slightly more down this way. That's what I was trying to accomplish, and it is easy to see once you pick up the model and look at it. Alright, now almost done. I want to come back in, get some silver, get it watered way down. And what I want to do is just kind of like a glaze to get it back shiny, especially on the tip and then on the edges. And this might take a couple of coats. I'm not trying, the reason I'm watering it down is I don't want to just obliterate what I've already done. So by coming in that way, it picks back up the silver, and it takes out some of what you're probably thinking, or some of you, the rainbow effect. So as I paint it back in, it just kind of, it's like taking the Vallejo metallic medium, where it's just metallic, well, medium, no pigment in it, so you can take any color and make it metallic. That's sort of what I'm doing here with the silver. It's just kind of painting it back in. And as you see, it silvers back up, and on the edge it silvers back up. And I'll do just a little bit going down the bottom of the blade. Not a lot, not all the way down rather. Maybe a third of the way down. And just trying to hit that edge about halfway down. It's hard to do on camera, especially with a very thin paint. Paint should be thicker really for this particular step, but I don't want to interfere with those colors. Now that's put it back in a sword likeness, and that's pretty much it, guys. Play around with this technique and use any color you want to. I could have used red, yellows, oranges on it, anything, just whatever, you know. I recommend you stay within your palette range for your figure, so that it will tie in. You don't want anything clashing. But any hue out there, any ink color, any wash color you can use and do these type techniques. So I encourage you to try it out. I'll have some photos here in a moment to show you what it looks like. Now hopefully be able to pick up the coloration on it better. But that's just a plain silver sword that's just added interest to it. And you can do this any spot on the model for metallics. Well, hope you enjoyed it. Got any questions? Let me know. This is General Splatton. I'll talk again. Dismissed.